Welcome to another episode, everyone. K-Dog from Venice SLCrip is a knockout artist, sometimes, when necessary, a crash out artist. And there in the Los Angeles County Jail, I've said, and I'll say it again, that it is extremely violent, miserable. You cannot overstate this. You cannot exaggerate this. Some people may think, man, he's exaggerating. County jail cannot be that bad. It is that bad, particularly for members, gang members. You have to fight. You have to squabble. You have to get down for yours. And for anyone of any race, it, like prison, is extremely violent and volatile, and a powder keg constantly waiting to go off. You cannot sleep comfortably in the Los Angeles County Jail. It will be impossible. And there, K-Dog, his reputation, well, it precedes him. I had heard of K-Dog before I had even met him. Dark skin, had a little size. He was beginning to get a little chubby. No disrespect to my guy, K-Dog. Shout out to him. He was beginning to lose a little bit of the muscle, but he was still stocky. And he was known, from my understanding, again, before I had even laid eyes on him, to knock people out. He was a knockout artist. I know a few knockout artists. Leprechaun from A. Trey Hoover. This is what he's known for, breaking jaws and knocking people out. And there are countless others. And K-Dog resides among the top of the list of individuals known as people who will knock your teeth out, break your jaw, and knock you out. Just someone who was hitting real hard. Someone who would knock you out. Now, he was big, tall, dark skinned, and he had plenty of respect there in the county jail. He had respect from his homies. He had respect from his hood. Some people may mistake him, if you're not careful and you're underestimating, for, someone not to really necessarily be taken serious, because he had this little ducktail in the back of his head. Short hair, but he had the little ducktail back there. Almost something like what a nerd would wear. So you would look at him and this dude ain't gangster like that. Okay. But he is indeed a knockout artist. And he didn't bother anyone. Him and I became real cool. And he used to clown, me and him used to clown. He was light in there. He didn't mess with a lot of people, but the few people that he did converse with, he was solid. He was always solid with me. And he was never getting into any unnecessary nonsense there in the module. But if he did get into it with you, you could expect, if you were not careful, to get your jaw broken. And some dude came in that was a non-affiliate. It was his Sally. He went into the cell with K-Dog and everything was just fine. Let's call this individual Jake Paul. Jake Paul goes into the cell with K-Dog and everything is fine because K-Dog has been to prison. He knows how to extend a hand. He's generous, and he's going to welcome his cellie in. Here goes some soups. Here goes some soap. This is the program in here, etc. This is the way he's built. And Jake Paul seems to be taking heed to everything, and everything is going along just fine for about 2 weeks there in a cell. Jake Paul is not getting into any nonsense. He's not facing a lot of time. He just wants to do his time and go home. He's made that clear. Fine. So they're getting along. Go to the day room one day, and K-Dog and Jake Paul begin to argue right there in the day room in front of everyone. I'm not sure. I don't recall exactly what the argument was about. Over the TV, over who was next on the pull-up bar, whatever. I don't know. They're in there arguing. But Jake Paul is not backing down. Not to say that K-Dog is a bully and he's supposed to back down. I'm just saying that Jake Paul, they're going at each other. He's giving it right back to K-Dog. They're in there arguing. Now, Jake Paul is a little overweight, has some little mini afro that needed to be combed, and he wore glasses. And he sort of gave off these vibes like he was some sort of nerd. But he was intelligent, and clearly he was not a coward. He was not going to back down. So finally, K-Dog, he's becoming extremely irritated right here in the day room. So he said, so what's up, bro? What you saying? What's up? And he started walking towards him. I'm thinking, okay, here come the Iron Mike Tyson punch. But some individuals got in the middle of him, told me, nah, bro, if y'all need to squabble, y'all can just handle that in the cell. Y'all settlers. No need to go to the hole. Somebody catch a case, maybe you break somebody's jaw, whatever. Just go in the cell and handle it. Where ain't no police around. The police is right in the tower in the day room. They can see everything. Go in the cell and handle it. So they calm down, like, all right, we're handling it in the cell. But now, Jake Paul, well, he does look just a bit nervous. The first time you see a little crink in his armor, because when it was time to argue and they were going back and forth, he was steadfast and he was staying strong. But now, I can see and others can see that he doesn't have the same energy when it's been resolved. It's been decided they're going to go in the cell and handle this. They squabbling. Ain't no more talking. K-Dog done talking. Everybody done what? Ain't no more talking. We gonna handle it in the cell. And then K-Dog went to the other side of the day room. He just chilling now. He pacing. He mad. He basically mumbling to himself. He got his fist balled up and he walking back and forth. Picture a big black dude, irritated, annoyed, known for knocking people out, and he knows the power that he possesses in his fist. He knows how many people he's knocked out in his life, how many jaws he's broken. He knows what he's known for. So he's saying to himself as he's walking back and forth, and he's perturbed. And he's pondering this. And he's mumbling to himself, about to break this dude's jaw, about to knock this fool out. And homie's going over there, K-Dog, what's up, bro? You straight? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. And day room recall. He calling day room recall. He telling the police, recall this shit. They don't necessarily want to walk back to the cell by themselves. The police can already see that they were sort of grouping up, arguing, whatever. K-Dog walking towards the dude. So they don't want to say, oh yeah, right now, immediately, let us go back to our cell. They know they're about to go in there and squabble up. So he waited for a few minutes. He's pacing, he's pissed. He told me, recall. It was about time for recall anyway, and the police called day room recall. Take it back to your cell, gentlemen. And now, well, Jake Paul, he's sweating. You can nearly see it coming from the back of his head to his shirt. It's nearly dripping. He's looking around and he's pacing. His head is turning and the glasses are fogging up. But it's too late. They go inside of the cell and K-Dog wastes absolutely zero time. He put his dukes up. And Jake Paul was like, man, listen. But K-Dog, he didn't want to talk anymore. Jake Paul wanted to talk it out and continue to try to resolve the issue. But that had been settled in the day room already. So K-Dog started swinging. He got up on him. They're about the same size. Jake Paul, he had no choice. Excuse me. He started swinging back. Putting his head down. He got some swimmers up in there. But he is swinging back. He's swinging back. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's just a matter of time if what they say is true. If K-Dog is the second coming of Iron Mike, it's just a matter of moments before this dude go down. Because now he's beginning to breathe hard. Jake Paul, he has not been doing burpees. K-Dog is still on his workout. And so he's not breathing hard. And he's getting in there. You can hear the hits. Pa, 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 pa. These two big dudes going back and forth. And then finally, K-Dog, well, he roared back with the right hand and gave it everything he had. You can just see him put his whole body into it. Bam! And cracked Jake Paul right here about the chin area. You can hear crack. And Jake Paul, he dropped to the ground like a sack of potatoes, motionless. He couldn't move. He was knocked out cold. Done. It was scary the way he was laying down and wouldn't move. People start calling his name, Jake Paul, get up. Throwing water on him, and he still wouldn't move. People started to begin to think that the man was in there dead. That K-Dog didn't hit him that hard, done took his life. Finally, after slapping him back and forth on the face and pouring boatloads of water on him, he started shaking and coming to, and he really started shaking, convulsing. I don't know what that is. I don't know if he was having a seizure or what. They had to pick him up and help him on the bed. All of his cellies had to drag him, pick him up, put him on the bed. Tell him, just lay down, bro. Don't move, just lay down. They was thinking about calling medical because you don't know what's going on. If his brain is bleeding, is he going to die if he lay down? I'm not a doctor. Nobody knows. So it's scary to just put him in the bed and not go have him get checked out after that exhibition. But they laid him in the bed, told him just lay there and stay there and don't move. Stay still. He laid there and he started coming to really some hours later. He was bloody. They washed him up, cleaned him up. They didn't want him to go to medical so that K-Dog, can come and arrest him or somebody in the cell. Somebody knocked him out. Somebody did this to him. So they didn't want to alert the authorities. So they just told him to lay down in the bed. He came to eventually, and he got about the cell with K-Dog. They ended up calling him to wayside somewhere. He ended up leaving like a couple of days later. But like the next day, he left the cell. From what I know about K-Dog, it had nothing to do with him being a non-affiliate. I've seen K-Dog fight other members, full-grown, loped out, turned up gangsters. He will squabble anybody, and he's aiming to cream your chin, knock you out cold. K-Dog, the knockout artist, put him down. Stay free, people.